Well. What's going on, brother? We are back once again. Guys talk. I'm with the homie EJ. This is Ryan coming to you one more time in my bedroom. What's going on, brother?
What's going on?
Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. Just living. Just living. So,
Ready to get to it.
oh yeah, right into it. So today I want to ask you, and now of course I'll come back with it. Why is it hard for some men to express themselves, whether it be to their significant other, to their family, to their friends? Why is it so hard for men to express themselves? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay, so me personally, I feel like with especially with black men, we have to be, I guess you could say, hard or protective all the time of ourselves because we don't want to come off as sensitive or soft. So we got to put on that perception or that mask of, hey, I can't give you everything that I am, because then you might not see me as a man, or you might not see me as, being able to protect you if I'm always showing you a side of myself that, that's not really, I guess the stereotype of what men should be. You always get the stereotypes of men supposed to be, you the man in the house, you're supposed to be this rock all the time. Well, men, we got feelings too. You know what I'm saying? We like to break down. We want to vent. We don't want to always be hard all the time. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, it's a time and a place for it, but we want to be able to and not get a sideways look. We want to be able to say, hey, let me vent for a second. This is what I got going on with me. Because it's hard. That could be a stressful thing, man, just being so tough all the time. And I've had to do it to where, hey, I gotta be the protector. I've got to be the rock the whole time. And sometimes you just want to just either go get you a bottle and suppress it, or you just got to keep it in until it boil over. And sometimes it's a bad look if it boil over.
Very bad look.
So what you think about that?
I think it got everything to do with your upbringing.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because when we young, like when we kids, and the moment that you begin to cry, what's the first thing your parents or whoever older around you, what's the first thing they say?
Oh, what you crying for?
Suck it up. Yep. Right? Yep. So I feel like those behaviors from when you're a child, it stick with you. I can't cry. I'm supposed, like you said, I'm supposed to be tough.
Right.
So we inherit those behaviors. So that's why it's important for parents to let kids express themselves, like, because those are your emotions. When you let your emotions out, you're not hiding who you are. You know what I'm saying? I was even, I didn't understand it. I had to be taught and shown that, by somebody older than me, to explain it to me. Like, so like now it's like you're supposed to let children, vent and, let their emotions and their feelings come out. So going back to the question, I feel like we inherit those behaviors at a young age. So like when you are told to suck it up, or you're not supposed to cry, or this and that, you create that, I got to be tough. If something hurt, I got to keep it on the inside because I can't let it out because I was shown or I was taught to not let it out. So I think that's why you see a lot of men not being able to express themselves because of, the pressure that's put on them at a young age.
Yeah. Do you think with that, like it could hurt or help in a relationship?
It can't help. It can't help it, in my opinion, because you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable.
Right.
You don't allow yourself to be vulnerable. You allow yourself to always have to be hard, to be tough, to to hide who you are, because like you said, that's a man nowadays. A man showing any emotion is a man showing weakness.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are programmed to think,
Mm-hmm.
or we have been programmed to think. Like, a man showing emotion is a man showing weakness. And a lot of men don't like to feel weak. So I feel like it does nothing but hurt in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not allowing yourself to show who you are or who you could be.
Right. And my rebuttal to that is, I think it could go both ways. Like, yeah, it could show yourself, but like if you don't have that support from your significant other, like, okay, you don't always have to be tough. I appreciate you being protective, but at the same time, show me some kind of sensitivity, or express. I mean, don't have to be sensitivity is not a bad word when it comes to men. I mean, it's not like you trying to portray yourself as being soft or whatever, but it's
Mm-hmm.
more like having an outlet to be able to let some of that anger or that hardness, toughness, just loosen up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be very beneficial because your significant other could better understand you,
Some
and
don't.
right, that's true. Like
So
some like, no, you need to be this all the time because I need you to be this all the time, and that could hurt, because if you always want your man to be tough, when it comes to a point to where somebody you might or the woman might need somebody, kind of soften up on it. But if you want your man to be hard all the time, he ain't gonna understand it because he's haven't done it. So he gonna be like, what's going on? Why are you acting like this now? Why you want me to be something that I've never been with you?
right.
That could bring a whole different level of problems, which nobody wants to deal with.
I think certain women don't understand, because if you from and I'm just speaking on past, of things that I've heard, like, but you have some women who complain about a man being sensitive.
Mhm.
You have some women, oh, he's no different than me.
Right.
Like he complaining like he a woman. And it's not that, he'll be complaining. It's just the fact that the way that he feel a certain way,
Right.
So like, I would say that it would take for a woman to be more understanding when it comes to, a man expressing his feelings.
Right.
So like, if you got one side that's complaining about
Mhm.
you expressing yourself because they feel like you complaining, and they saying, well, you're no different than me, I'm a woman, you shouldn't act like this. So it's like, so it's basically like this woman saying you shouldn't express yourself,
Mhm.
because that's not what a man does. A man is supposed to endure, certain
Right.
things and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Some people, not all
Yeah.
people, but
Right.
I feel like, it would take for a woman to be more understanding.
Right. So how could like men break that cycle of, well, I gotta be tough all the time. Like what you think could make or help that tough man be able to, show some vulnerability and still be saw as a rock in somebody else's eyes. Like, what kind of
Yeah,
advice would you give somebody like that?
you gotta surround yourself by men who's been down that road, you know what I'm saying? Or men that understand you, like somebody to explain to you, that it's okay for you to let your guard down and be vulnerable, and that it's not, and you don't have to be hard all the time. Like, you would
Right.
have to surround yourself around those types of people,
Right. Gotcha.
because if you surround yourself around, you know other guys that don't express themselves, then it's gonna be hard for you to express yourself because you're not getting no kind of positive feedback.
Right.
You know, so I feel like you would have to surround yourself around those types of people.
Yeah. Which is a good thing, like always having, I mean, even if it's just one person, like having that one person that you can, if anything, vent to a little bit just to get some of that, some of that pressure off your mind of having to be tough all the time. Because I've seen where it just boiled over where, he hasn't been able to vent at all. And then, something happens, a particular situation happened, and the guy just explodes, and he just completely breaks down from being tough all the time to where he just couldn't hold back no more. And then, hey, he's not seen the same because he hasn't had that person to, help him be like, hey, it's okay. It's okay to let your guard down with me. It's cool. I'm that same person. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm tough. I'm hard when I need to be, and I'm vulnerable when I need to be. I'm not tough all the time. I can't be tough all the time. And that's like me. Like, don't get me wrong. In my household, I am the protector, but at the same time, I can either come to you or I come to family members or whoever I need to go to be like, hey, this is what I got on my mind. I need to really let this out, or it's gonna drive me crazy. And I don't want to go into a state of depression, or I don't want to go to a dark place to where I go to other kind of substances to be numb for however long, and then I'll be right back where I started. You know what I'm saying? So being able to have somebody to vent to, whether it could be a preacher, it could be a teacher, it could be a therapist, whoever, just somebody you can trust that won't judge you. You know what I'm saying?
What would you say? Who would you say that most men would go to in these situations? I'm a rebuttal after you.
I would say if they got a best friend, to them, that's probably the only person they could, because even if they try to go to they woman or whatever, she's only seen one side, so she's not gonna understand where all these feelings coming from. So other than that, I probably would say somebody like a pastor that can understand and let you be vulnerable. But if it's not a best friend, they'll probably just keep it in.
I think most men go to outside women. Okay. Because the reason why I say that is because a lot of, especially in our age group and maybe younger, like, we don't want to be seen as soft.
Right. So
we 9 times out of 10, you're not going to your homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Like 9 times out of 10, because you don't want if some people don't want them to really know their business, or what they're going through, because they don't want to be seen as, whatever they could be potentially seen as. So I feel like they, most guys go to outside females because, for one, it's easier for them to express themselves because you don't owe this person nothing. So this person can't, they're not going to judge you. You know what I'm saying? They may be more understanding because 9 times out of 10, they might be going through the same thing too. So it's like a connection, like what they said, the things that hurt people have in common is they both hurt. So you can relate, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're going through the same thing, you can relate. So I feel like most men go to other females to vent to, because they feel like, it's a certain level of understanding on both sides. Yeah. It's easier. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. You in a relationship, that's a bad look though.
It is. It's a bad look on both sides too, because more yours, but it's still a bad look on both sides, because you should be able to go and talk to this person,
right,
without judgment.
Right.
But if you are being judged, it's hard to go talk to that person because you're gonna be judged, or they may not understand. If that person don't understand you, you're not gonna want to talk to them because they don't understand you.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's hard to help people that you can't understand.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
definitely. So that goes into my second part, and we talked about it just a little bit, like towards like depression. Like, have you experienced any kind of depression, like whether it be just a small tad bit or a lot of depression, or what kind of depression have you feel like you felt in your life?
when you're not understood, in my opinion, when you like when you go through life and you just on the inside of you different from everybody, and you feel like, you know, you feel like you going through things on the inside of you that nobody else will understand. So you kind of, it's kind of like you being alone, but like by yourself. And then like when you feel like you're alone, when you feel like you by yourself, you kind of like distance yourself. Or when you get to a place to you by yourself and you alone and you just there by yourself, you can get depressed because you just like, you know, you don't have nobody around you. It's just you there. And, you know, you feel like you're not understood. So it's like when you feel like you're not understood, you feel like you can't talk to somebody.
Right.
So that's, you know, we just being honest, that's how I was. Like, I just felt like I was just in a world of my own and nobody understood me. So that brought a whole lot of depression up on me. And I was able to get from out of that by going to church. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was in getting involved in the word. So you start to learn like things about yourself, learn things about the word, and how the word, you know, affects you in the world. You know what I'm saying? So that is something that helped me like with my depression, because like now I'm like, okay, well, I am understood now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the things you read, you know, it talks about, you know, the things you go through. So it's like, man, like, so I don't feel like I'm alone no more, like, because I'm actually in the word and I'm seeing it for myself that the thing, you know, the things that is in the word, you know, is in me. So yeah, that's one thing that helped me. And then also just getting certain things off my chest, you know, with friends and stuff like that. So that's what helped me.
I think I can't say I really been in a state of depression. I've been numb to some stuff, but it didn't get bad to where it was like I was in a depressed state or whatnot.
But numb could be numb can be a small portion of
it. Right. Yeah, you could say, I guess so. So I mean, I'm not gonna go into details. But I will say, like, it felt like I was under a rock, you know, and it was different. Like, I've never been like that before, to where I felt like I couldn't do anything. Like, I was still doing stuff, but if it didn't feel right to do stuff, like I was able to function in the world, but it's like nobody understood the heartbreak that I was going through at the time. So it just like somebody would be like, hey, what's going on? Like, what's up? And it's like somebody could try to be nice to me and be like, hey, what's going on? But I was so stuck in that numb feeling to where it was like I don't want nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to deal with anybody. I don't want to deal with nothing. But I was still able to function, you know. So,
but were you able to function fully? That's the
not
thing.
fully, because I was heartbroken.
Right.
You know. So it was tough, like, because, you know, it was something that I was supposed to experience, and I was up for. But then I got the news and I was like, I was devastated to where like I became numb to like certain stuff around me. You know what I'm saying? I was still able to talk to people, but it wasn't the same, you know. I mean, I was the way I finally got out of it was like I was able to just talk about it after, you know, after so long. I was able to be like, man, this is what happened. This is why I was feeling like this. This is what happened. And people was like, you're not the only person that went through this. It might feel like, you know, you're going through it by yourself or it's only happening to you, but it happens, you know, and it's not nothing you did. You did what you were supposed to do, but this, you know, the other part, it didn't go your way. So I mean, you gotta move on from it.
So, not to cut you out, but like, let me ask you this. So when you was going through that, you know, those times, and by you coming, you know, from under it, do you wish you would have said something sooner? Or do you think,
go ahead.
Or do you think that the route that you took was the necessary route that you had to take at that time?
I think I did it the way it was best for me, because it helped me understand my situation. Like, not saying that other people haven't or wouldn't go through it, but for me, I think I was supposed to go through that phase because it helped me open my eyes to a lot of stuff around me. Like, people not who they say they are. Like, don't trust the stuff that somebody's telling you, you know, because I was getting fed all kind of information where it had me on cloud nine, you know. So and so I was like, okay, well, I guess the numb part was like it kind of helped me refocus after I was able to get out of, like, tell somebody, hey, this is what's going on, you know. So it helped me refocus and understand, okay, the world is not against you, but the situation was, and you were able to get out of that situation, not by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know those voices that you hear, like here in your mind. I'm like, hey, you're gonna get through this. This is it's not a particular person. It might sound like a particular person, but you know who it is. You know where it's coming from. It's coming from a place where, you know, you're not supposed to understand it. You're just supposed to follow,
like, you know? Faith.
Exactly. So that's what it was that helped me be like, okay, you know, this happened, you can't change it, you know, what you gonna do about it, you know. And every situation since then, it's helped me understand, like, hey, protect yourself, because everybody doesn't have the same goals or the same, you know, outlook as you do. You don't see that you're being used. You know, you think it's you being generous, you being the best person that you can be for somebody else. You know, so just keep a watchful eye on some of the stuff that you used to do that turned out that somebody was using you. And that's helped me a lot, you know. So I'm able to be like, okay, you expecting a little too much. I'm giving, let me back up. I'm giving you a little too much and not getting anything. When I say anything, it's not material, but it's more like I'm not getting like the type of respect that I supposed to get back, or it's not like you having my back like I have yours. So let me step back and refocus, you know, on what I need to do to make sure I don't get in that situation again. You know what I'm saying?
So all right. So with all of that happened, how are you able to express yourself better than with how you were able to express yourself from the past?
Because I'm able to talk about it.
No, I'm just saying, like, just period. Like, you
right. No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like I'm able to say, hey, this is what happened to me. And with me being able to say this is what happened to me, I can do a whole lot better and not really understanding, but I'm able to see some of the stuff I didn't see back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It helped me, you know, it helped me. That's another part of helping me understand who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because like back then I thought I was just, oh, I'm just this generous person. Like I'm supposed to be generous. That's like something I'm supposed to do. And I'm not supposed to want anything in return, which is kind of, to me, and my just for me, like not wanting anything in return is false, because you, like, if you doing something out the kindness of your heart, you want that same kindness back. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so if I feel like it's a one-way street, then I won't stop being who I am. I'll just be like, I'm slowing down because I'm not getting the same stuff that I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying?
Or you would have to teach that person.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Some
true.
people don't believe it. Some people don't believe in it. Like some people may be like, I don't have time to be teaching
Right.
this person. You know, I don't have time to be teaching somebody that's grown. But sometimes that's what it takes, because everybody didn't come up with the same, you know, things you came up with, or the same knowledge you come up with. So sometimes you have to teach people, you know, in certain areas, and people have to teach you too, because we as people, we don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know everything. So sometimes, you know, you may know more than this person, but it's still something that this person can teach you, whether it's small or big. Like everybody's able to be taught.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
oh yeah, and it's like just speaking on my experience of, you know, I could get taught something every day. I'm willing to listen and understand somebody else, you know, because I would want the same thing. I would want to be able to have somebody, you know, to understand me and to listen to me, because, you know, it's just a natural thing for me to, you know, want to understand somebody else so we can have a better relationship, whether it be professional or, you know, private. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. When I say private, I don't mean like, you know, behind closed doors type stuff. I'm talking about like friendship wise, you know. So I would definitely listen to anybody that, hey, let me talk to you. You know, I got some stuff I got to get off my chest. Oh yeah, most definitely. Let me, you know, step into my office. See, you know, get the stuff off your chest. And with me, like, if somebody say, hey, let me talk to you, I don't judge. You know, I'm not there to give no kind of feedback unless they want it. You know, I can be like, hey, it's gonna get better. You know, it's always the light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm not gonna sit there and listen to somebody and then be like, what was you thinking? Why you let them do that to you? Come on now. Nah, that's me judging. That's not me listening. That's me, you know, wanting to give you something that you're not really looking for. You're looking for somebody just to hear you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do first. Now, if they want me to give feedback, I'm like, okay, maybe next time, you know, do it like this.
So let me ask you this: what if you know it's not gonna get better? Like somebody come to you and they venting to you, you know it's not gonna get better, right? How would you approach them?
Then if I know for a fact it's not gonna get better, and I know this person, like if it's like somebody I met, like randomly, or not randomly, but somebody like I met, or somebody I've known for a while, or it don't, either way, if I know for a fact it's not gonna get better, I'll be like, hey, you know, I will give my 2 cents, but it'll still, at the end of the day, it will be up to them to either keep going the route that they're going, where they know it's not going to get better, or make a change to where it's better for them. You know, because it's like, I haven't really talked anybody off a ledge. I've gotten them to go seek help to get off the ledge, you know, if that makes sense.
No,
you know?
I get it. I talk
So,
plenty of people off of it. Plenty of people.
well, I can say I've been lucky enough that I haven't had anyone that I had to talk off a ledge. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could, but I mean, I hope I don't ever have to get into that situation.
That's just something that you would rather not do.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't rather not do. I mean, if I had to, I mean,
That's
I
what I'm
would.
saying. Like if it was just like if it was another way, then you would direct them in another way. But if it wasn't another way, then you would.
If it wasn't another way, I would like, look, this, it's it'll get better. Whether it be like going at it alone or whatever the situation is, it's always another way, to handle something. It's not just one way to handle one thing.
I gotta give people my advice now. Whether they take it or not, I just feel like, because I would want somebody to do that to me. Like if somebody seen, like if I came to somebody whether I wanted their feedback or not, they feedback is always welcome.
Right.
For me, because sometimes like you could be really in your head and not thinking clearly, and somebody could know that and like, I think, the decision you about to make, I don't think that's the right decision for you to make. Right. And I would want to know why. Don't just tell me something and not tell me why. Every situation has a why to it, whether it's good or bad. Like it has a why to it, in my opinion. But yeah, me personally, I can't help but to give somebody mine. I just can't, because I feel like
there's nothing wrong with that.
Because
that's
what I'm saying.
If you can explain it to somebody, that probably could be the best thing they've ever heard in their life. Some people just want to hear, oh, it's gonna get better. Then that'll click to something. Okay, yeah, you're right. It will get better. And some people need to hear, why.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it. No, I get it.
Some people can't stand to hear what they already know.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They just, because they know it, they just don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But then when they don't do nothing about it, they still want you to be there for them, and you don't know how, because it's like, well, you don't want me to tell you something you already know, but you still want me to be here, and it's just like it don't make sense to me. So I mean, like, but everybody different. I used to have a hard time understanding that everybody is different. Like I used to have a rough time understanding that, but now like I get it. Like, so
what helped you understand that everybody was different?
Because it's different levels of people's understanding. Like when you're around people and you getting feedback, because like on Wednesday nights, I go to a life group and everybody has different opinions, you know what I'm saying, about different things. Like me and you could be looking at a show together, right? And what's going on in that show, you may interpret something totally different from me, because we different, our mindset different. So with me being around more people with different mindsets, it helped me understand that, man, like, everybody really is different. Like, so I used to get frustrated because like, I'm just like, how do you not know, some of the basic things in life? And I had to realize that, everybody has a different understanding. I didn't know that, I really didn't. So I'm just like, man. So once I found out, I was able to just be like, you know what, like everybody different. I'm not like them and they not like me. Everybody is just built different. So that's what me being around different types of people and hearing, the way that other people think, and how people feel about certain things, it allowed me to understand that everybody is different.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Everybody's going to have a different way of thinking. Even like if y'all come to the same conclusion,
right?
I mean, it still could be different ways that y'all come up with the same solution or same conclusion, you know what I'm saying? But just because y'all come to the same conclusion don't mean that y'all the same. Y'all just came to it different ways.
Right.
It still worked.
Right.
But I feel that.
But with me, I was able to start expressing myself just freely once I understood who I was as a person. You know what I'm saying? So like at first, like I coming up, I didn't really know, it took me the longest to figure out what I wanted to do in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like me being more expressive with myself, I had to, I had to go through things and understand myself for me to be able to start expressing myself freely and being comfortable with expressing myself. It's still hard for me to express myself to people that may not understand, but I still do it to try to get people to understand.
Yeah. I was able to, I think I came up same way. Like when I learned who I was and understood who I was, I was able to be like, okay, now I can express myself, whether it be what somebody wanted to hear or not. I could still express myself the best way without trying to be somebody else, So I can definitely say, even with meeting you, like I've been able to come to you with stuff and you giving me stuff I didn't want to hear, but it was the best advice I can get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even with you would be like, this is what I would do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would see it through your eyes and I would see it in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And if it didn't fit both of ours, then I would just scrap it completely. You know what I'm saying? But if I felt like it was the best advice from you, I would definitely be like, okay, let me try it like this. And if it worked, that's what it was. It was the best advice I can get. So I could definitely say you played a part in me helping or helping me understand who I am as a person, because seeing some stuff from the outside from my best friend, it was the best thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I would definitely say you played a big part in that.
And then, as friends, you should never try to lead somebody down the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should never try to do that. Like, you should always give somebody the best advice possible. And if you don't know, then don't try to help somebody if you really don't know, because that can only lead to more confusion.
Right.
So let me ask you this, because I don't have too much more. So what would you say to the people that's listening to, like, if they are having a hard time opening up, expressing themselves? Like, what would you say to the people that's listening?
I would say, and this advice probably is not for everybody, or anybody. I would say find a way to vent it out, whether it be through spoken word, whether it be through prayer, whether it be writing it down, trying to find some kind of outlet to get what you need to get off your chest. Just because it's not healthy to keep that suppressed. Whether if you're going through depression, write about it. If you even if you're going through happy times, write about it. It's okay to write stuff down, even if you throw it away, shred it, whatever case. Right, just express yourself. Because there's holding it in. It's not going to be beneficial to anybody, because it can explode at any point in time. What about you? What kind of advice would you give?
First, I would say surround yourself around positive people who would allow you and not judge you on the way that you feel and how you feel. Believe in yourself. If you got kids, allow them to express themselves. Don't force your children to have to be tough. If your kids cry, let them cry. If they get upset about something and want to cry it out, let them cry it out. And then you go and talk to them and explain to them, whatever the reason why they were crying, explain, the situation, because kids don't understand. So you gotta, it's gonna start as with the kids, mold your kids to be more expressive, and once you mold your kids to be more expressive, they don't have to be tough. They don't have to hide. They don't have to be hard. You know what I'm saying? That's how you don't have all of these situations that we have now,
Right.
especially in men. Women gonna express themselves. That's just women gonna do it. But men, like just don't be so hard on the boys. You know what I'm saying? Let them express themselves and get their feelings out. Because when you make them keep their feelings on the inside, it's gonna stay there. And like you said, it could potentially explode. So that's what I would say to people. Just, if you do that, I feel like, things could be better, with certain people. Everybody might not take that advice, but for the ones that do, just try it and see how far it gets you.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know. Maybe we can help you with something. We're not, and once again, we're not gurus on anything. This is just stuff we've gone through. I mean, if you feel like you can you want to contact us, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know.
Right. We will respond.
We sure will. Oh yeah. But that's all I got for today, brother.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
I sure appreciate you, brother. And once again, this is Guys Talking God Talk, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Yes, sir.